Hello, beautiful people. This is Ghada, your financially independent, remote working freelance bestie, and I'm here with another video today to talk about 10 red flags that you should be looking out for when giving an interview. I've been meaning to make this video for a while now, and this is the best time to do it because I recently went through quite a few interviews and meetings with potential clients, so the content is fresh and ready to be served. So starting off strong, we're going to get into 10 red flags to look out for when giving a job interview. At number 1, we have asking personal questions. I had a recent interview with a potential client, and aside from it being the third interview we were having, and the interview lasted about 2 hours, this potential client was very interested in getting to know me more and went on to ask some very personal questions regarding my family, regarding my personal life, my activities. He even went on to ask for my Instagram account. The reason this is a red flag is because an employer who tries to get personal with you is someone who is not going to limit themselves to the work. They will start demanding your personal time. They will start being more invasive of your personal life outside of work as well. Number 2, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves, it's when your potential client or employer starts asking you to do the work before they have offered you the job or given you an offer or even discussed rates at all. A recent experience I had was when a client asked me to do an audit for their website, for which I was supposed to potentially write the content and update the blogs for, and their questions were more design and user experience centered rather than content centered. This is a red flag because it's a classic case of employers taking advantage of an employee before even hiring them. What does that say about the relationship we're going to have if we do start working together? At number 3, we have disrespecting your time. Now, this can take many shapes and forms, but one of the most annoying ones that I've had to experience is where the client does not show up to the meeting, whether that's in person or over Zoom, does not give an explanation, reschedules multiple times. That just goes to show the type of work ethic that they have and what you will potentially have to deal with moving forward. Next up is speaking poorly about ex-employees or people that you've worked with before. If somebody does not have the good grace and etiquette to not badmouth people that they have worked with in the past, irrespective of whether they were terrible employers and employees, this is someone that you don't exactly want to get involved with. It's bad etiquette, it's unprofessional, and it has nothing to do with the interview you're currently having with them. Number 5 is something that I've experienced a lot, and it's when people cut you off or talk over you. How is this supposed to be a fruitful or beneficial interview or meeting if I can't get a single word in? If you're asking me a question and you don't even wait for me to respond before cutting me off, that probably will not translate into a good working environment. Next up, we have weird power tactics. I find this one really annoying because I don't see the point of it. If you're hiring me to get a job done, I had a recent experience where a potential employer sat across me in a meeting and had several long pauses. And by long pauses, I mean 2 to 5 minute pauses where he would do nothing except sit there and stare at me blankly. He wasn't asking questions. He wasn't waiting for responses. Interesting. Then we have an excessive emphasis on perks. Like, oh, the office has snacks. Oh, we'll cover your bus card. Well, those are definitely wonderful to have. That usually means that the base package or the base salary is very low. That is why there's an excessive emphasis on the additional things that they can provide you, which they feel cannot be provided or aren't provided by other employers. The next one is a little similar, but it is when an employer offers you incentives of commissions for a role that typically does not operate on a commission basis. That also translates into a poor base salary, and they incentivize you by giving you the option that, hey, if you do this or do that, then there's a commission involved. And usually these commission-based incentives have to do with bringing in new clients. For example, if you're working with an agency, they will offer you a commission of X% if you bring in a new client and they close them. And because the base salary is low and there is an incentive to get paid more, you will be looking into getting new clients for the team, which essentially means you'll be doing 2 people's job. At number 9, we have employers that do not like you asking questions. If you're interested in the role and you want to learn more about the culture, about the position, about what it would be like to succeed in this position, and your employer gets very uncomfortable with these questions or tries to shut you down, that's a red flag. That probably tells you a lot about the dynamic of the workplace. Then you're probably looking at an employer who wants somebody to work for them under direct orders and instructions. Don't ask questions, just get the work done. And at number 10, we have something similar to the first one. It's where they get invasive of your personal life and of your activities outside of work. If they tell you that we don't want you to be working anywhere else, we don't want you to be taking on freelance projects, you should only be working with us, but your commitment to them is 5 days a week, let's say, or 3 days a week, that probably means they expect you to stay available round the clock, and that they will not be respecting your time outside of the office and will still be reaching out to you regarding work even when you are not at work. So that's all that I have for you today. 10 red flags to look out for when sitting for a job interview. I hope this was helpful.